The year 1983 stands as a remarkable watershed in popular music, a time when the boundaries between genres dissolved, when synthesizers met traditional instruments in unexpected ways, and when artists from small clubs in Birmingham could suddenly find themselves atop the American charts. It was the height of MTV's cultural influence, when a compelling visual could transform an obscure band into household names overnight. These 8 songs represent more than mere musical curiosities. They are sonic time capsules that captured lightning in a bottle, each telling the story of artists who briefly touched the zeitgeist before fading back into the broader tapestry of music history. Their stories remind us that sometimes the most memorable art comes not from sustained careers, but from singular moments of creative brilliance. While some purists might note that a few of these artists achieved modest success with other recordings, these particular songs represent the moments when they truly captured the cultural fabric, becoming so definitively associated with these tracks that their other work faded into historical footnotes. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen. In the summer of 1982, Kevin Rowland stood at a crossroads. His Birmingham-based band Dexy's Midnight Runners had already tasted success with Gino, but Rowland harbored grander ambitions. Inspired by his Irish heritage and armed with a vision that merged Celtic folk with soul music, he crafted what would become an anthem for the ages. The song's infectious fiddle melody, courtesy of Helen O'Hara, created something entirely new. A Celtic soul hybrid that felt both ancient and startlingly modern. The track's success was meteoric, reaching #1 in multiple countries and becoming one of the defining songs of the early 1980s. Yet for Dexy's Midnight Runners, this peak proved impossible to replicate. Rowland's perfectionist nature and frequent band lineup changes hindered their ability to capitalize on the song's massive success. The band continued recording through the 1980s, but never again achieved the perfect alchemy that made Come On Eileen timeless. Rowland later reflected that the song's success became both a blessing and a burden, a creative high watermark that overshadowed everything that followed. Kajagoogoo, Too Shy. The story of Kajagoogoo begins in a Hertfordshire rehearsal room, where 4 seasoned musicians were searching for the missing piece of their musical puzzle, when 18-year-old Christopher Hamill, soon to be rechristened Limahl, answered their advertisement. The chemistry was immediate. Under the guidance of producer Nick Beggs, they crafted a sound that epitomized the new wave aesthetic. Angular rhythms, layered synthesizers, and Lemmel's distinctive vocals floating above it all. Too Shy captured the nervous energy of early 1980s romance, its lyrics speaking to a generation coming of age in an increasingly complex world. The song's success was swift and substantial, but the band's internal dynamics proved fragile. Creative tensions led to Limahl's departure just as their fame peaked, and the remaining members struggled to recreate the magic without their charismatic frontman. The music industry's rapid pace had little patience for extended artistic development, and Kajagoogoo became another cautionary tale about the fleeting nature of pop stardom. Today, Too Shy endures as a perfect encapsulation of early MTV-era sophistication. Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science. Thomas Robertson Dolby possessed the rare combination of technical expertise and pop sensibility that defined the best of 1980s synthesizer music. Classically trained and electronically obsessed, Dolby approached music making like a scientist conducting experiments in his Cambridge laboratory studio. She Blinded Me with Science emerged from this process as both a celebration of technology and a clever commentary on the era's growing relationship with digital innovation. The song's success opened doors throughout the entertainment industry. Dolby became a sought-after producer and technology consultant, working with artists ranging from Joni Mitchell to David Bowie. Rather than chase another pop hit, he pivoted toward the intersection of music and technology, becoming a pioneer in digital audio processing and mobile music technology. His company, Beatnik, helped shape how music would be integrated into early internet and mobile platforms. Dolby's post-hit career illustrates how some artists use their moment of mainstream success as a launching pad for more specialized, though perhaps more personally fulfilling creative endeavors. After the Fire, Der Kommissar. The journey of Der Kommissar to American radio represents one of popular music's more interesting cultural translations. Originally written and performed by Austrian musician Falco, the song was a dark commentary on police surveillance in Cold War Europe. When London-based After the Fire encountered it, they recognized something powerful beneath its German lyrics and electronic arrangement. Their English language adaptation transformed Falco's urban paranoia into something more accessible to American audiences, while retaining the original's driving energy and sense of unease. After the Fire's version became a staple of the early MTV, its stark black and white video perfectly complementing the song's austere mood. However, the band struggled to establish an identity beyond this singular success. Their subsequent releases failed to achieve the same cultural resonance, and they disbanded in 1986. The song's lasting impact lies not just in its commercial success, but in its demonstration of how music could cross linguistic and cultural boundaries in the emerging global media landscape. It remains a fascinating artifact of 1980s cultural exchange. Naked Eyes. There's always something there to remind me. When Pete Byrne and Rob Fisher formed Naked Eyes in Bath, England, they brought together complementary skills that would serve them well in the synthesizer-driven landscape of early 1980s pop. Byrne's emotive vocals paired naturally with Fisher's keyboard textures, creating a sound that felt both intimate and expansive. Their choice to revisit Burt Bacharach and Hal David's There's Always Something There to Remind Me proved inspired as they stripped away the original's orchestral arrangements in favor of something more spare and electronic. The duo's interpretation breathed new life into the classic song.
Along the city streets you used to walk along with me.
Finding melancholy depths that earlier versions had not explored. Their success led to several follow-up singles and albums, but changing musical trends and personal differences eventually led to their dissolution. Fisher went on to work as a producer and with the duo Climmy Fisher, while Byrne pursued various musical projects. Their legacy rests primarily on this single perfect interpretation, a reminder that sometimes the most profound artistic statements come from finding new ways to express timeless emotions. Soft Cell, Tainted Love. The path that led Tainted Love to worldwide success began in a Leeds nightclub, where Mark Almond first encountered Gloria Jones's original 1964 recording. Almond, studying performance art at university, was drawn to the song's themes of damaged romance and emotional complexity. When he partnered with synthesizer enthusiast Dave Ball to form Soft Cell, they created an arrangement that transformed Jones's Northern Soul classic into something altogether darker and more electronic. Their version, recorded in a small London studio, became one of the decade's most distinctive singles. Its success was as much about atmosphere as melody.
Get away from the pain, you drive into the heart of me.
Ball's stark electronic backing providing the perfect canvas for Almond's theatrical vocals. The song's themes of sexual ambiguity and emotional dysfunction resonated with audiences seeking more complex narratives than typical pop provided. Despite releasing several albums, Soft Cell never quite recaptured the lightning-in-a-bottle quality of Tainted Love. Their interpretation remains a masterclass in how creative reinterpretation can reveal hidden depths in familiar material. Men Without Hats at the Safety Dance. In Montreal's vibrant early 1980s music scene, Ivan Doroschuk and his brother Stefan created music that reflected their city's unique cultural position between North American and European sensibilities. The Safety Dance emerged from Ivan's frustration with dance clubs that banned the pogo dancing associated with punk music. What began as a pointed commentary on conformity evolved into something more universal, an anthem for individual expression in the face of institutional control. The song's success was amplified by its memorable music video, filmed in a medieval English village with a cast that included dwarfs, Morris dancers, and a young woman who became the video's focal point.
'Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Say, we can go where we want to.
This visual component helped establish the band internationally, but also created expectations that proved difficult to meet. Subsequent releases, while maintaining their electronic experimentation, never achieved the same cultural impact. The band continued recording and touring for decades, with Ivan Doroschuk embracing their status as custodians of this singular moment of creative and commercial alignment. Nina, 99 Luftballons, 99 Red Balloons. Gabriele Kerner, performing under the name Nina, emerged from the German Neue Deutsche Welle movement, with a song that would transcend linguistic barriers and become a global phenomenon. 99 Luftballons originated from a simple image, red balloons floating over a Rolling Stones concert, but evolved into a powerful meditation on Cold War tensions and the absurdity of military escalation. The song's German lyrics told of balloons mistaken for enemy aircraft, triggering a catastrophic chain of events. When translated into English for international markets, some of the original's poetic subtlety was lost, but the core message remained intact.
Floating in the summer sky, panic bells, it's red alert. There's something here.
The song's success in America was particularly notable, as few German-language recordings had ever achieved such mainstream acceptance. Nina's subsequent English-language albums achieved modest success, but the political climate that gave 99 Luftballons its urgency began to shift with improving East-West relations. The song endures as both a pop artifact and a historical document, capturing a moment when the world seemed balanced on a knife's edge, and when a simple image of balloons could contain multitudes of meaning. These 8 songs, born from the unique creative ferment of 1983, remind us that popular music's greatest treasures often emerge not from calculated commercial strategies, but from moments of genuine artistic inspiration. Each represents an artist or group that briefly aligned with the cultural moment, creating something that resonated far beyond their immediate intentions. Their stories speak to the democratic nature of popular music, how a song from Birmingham or Bath or Montreal could suddenly become part of the global conversation. The term one-hit wonder suggests limitation, but perhaps it's more accurate to think of these artists as specialists in capturing lightning. In a media landscape that increasingly values sustained presence over singular impact, these songs remind us of the power of the perfect moment, when melody, technology, and cultural timing converge to create something that transcends its origins. They remain not just nostalgic artifacts, but evidence of music's capacity to surprise, to cross boundaries, and to lodge permanently in our collective memory. In the end, perhaps creating one song that truly matters is achievement enough. If these musical memories resonated with you, make sure you subscribe for more explorations into the songs that shaped our collective experience. And until next time, remember that sometimes the best songs are the ones that sneak up on you and stick around long after everyone expected them to disappear.